Hello. Finally, at long last, I get to do a preliminary review of the chuck. This has been a long and drawn out process. It takes a couple weeks to get a chuck anyway, once you order it. I ordered mine just about a month ago to the day, and I received it last Wednesday. And I fell in love with it last Wednesday, and then last Thursday, the chuck stopped working. And I was a very sad pup. I'm getting a little choked up just remembering that day. To the credit of Jeff at sagbuilt.com, he responded to my email about it within minutes. There's a beagle sneaking up on me. I apologize if she jumps in front of the camera. He responded to me within minutes, correctly identified the problem, which was that my nifty snifty little KR808D-1 adapter, which is connected to the 510 connector that's built into the chuck, had shredded the insulator, I don't know what the thing is called, in the 510 battery connection. Anyway, there's a little piece of silicone, I would imagine, in there that got tore up by the adapter. Anyway, Jeff told me to send it back. He said he would fix it, send it right back the next day, which he did, obviously, because I have it again and it is working. So the first thing you notice about the chuck is that it is big. It is called the Big Chuck. Really, if you don't want a big battery mod, don't order the chuck. To give you an idea of the size, here it is beside a standard KR808D-1 battery from Inhaler, and there's a look at the diameter too. And Big Chuck is just as heavy as Big Chuck looks, which is fairly heavy. Jeff did an excellent job on the finish. You can get graphics on the chuck. I plan to do my own, but I did ask for the dormant red finish, which, as you can see, is really nicely done. I asked for matching end caps, and it's gorgeous. It's really professional work. So the other thing about the Big Chuck, other than the fact that it's big, or rather related to the fact that it's big, is that it uses big batteries. Here is the big 3.7 volt protected battery that I use for 3.7 volt vaping. This can last me a couple of days without charging. It's more convenient than I thought it would be, because even with the KR808 batteries, which put out a full 3.7 volts, it's not really steady over time. After a couple of hours, even with the XLs, I want to put them back on the charger to top them off. Not an issue with the big battery. The other thing the chuck can do is vape at 6 volts with two protected 3 volt batteries. You might have a problem with protected batteries if you're using a 510 atomizer, because it can trip the protection circuit, and I haven't had a problem with that. I'm guessing because the turbo cartomizers have a higher resistance. So this is the 6 volt chuck experience. So I will be back in a week or so with a full review of it. As of right now, I can say that if it continues to work, if I don't have to send it back to the shop again, I expect to be very happy with it. It's nothing fancy, but it does exactly what it's supposed to do when it works. So I'll see you guys again soon.